Well, hello, folks. Today, we're going to talk about three things that you absolutely need to know if you are experiencing narcissistic abuse. And this is just building on the other videos that I've released. And this is just to bring it to life. So I'm going to tell you straight off the bat what the three things are. The first thing is that narcissistic abuse and having a narcissist in your world is a zero-sum game for an empath. There's no win. You cannot win by maintaining the status quo or thinking that you can reach a halfway house. That's not going to happen. They've got no empathy. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you have, at some level, attracted the narcissist into your world for reasons which I shall discuss later on in this video. But you've attracted them, and there is a reason for them being here. And the third thing is that the reason that you're watching this video is because this is your route out. This is your pathway out. That's what I'm here to offer you. So we're going to discuss all three aspects of those three in a little bit more detail now. So you can turn off the video. You've got it now. That's the message. So let's just go into a bit more detail. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you probably already have a lot of the information I'm going to give you. If you're coming across this for the first time, I'm going to give you everything that you need to know in this little video and encourage you to continue the journey. So the first thing is that as a healer, an empath, or a light worker, and the odds are, if you're watching this, that you're one of them, whether you classify that or a star child, there's lots of classifications for the group of people that I work with, that I'm here to help. They're highly sensitive, they're empathic, they tend to be mediators. You tend to be the person that's good at listening to people's problems. You would tend to attract complete strangers who just tell you everything about them. You have an element of trust. There's an empathy, there's an empath part of you, which seems to bring all of these people out of the woodwork. So that's one of the symptoms that you're my target audience, or you're probably attracted to this video. The second thing that we're going to discuss is that here's a dynamic that we're going to address, that you're very good at helping other people deal with their problems, but you feel drained at the end of it. So that's a massive sign for a healer or an empath, especially someone that's not trained in the advanced field of energy work, which fortunately for you folks, I am. And through my trial and error bumpy ride of life, I can now give you the techniques that are going to save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of pain on this journey. So let's go back. So they're the symptoms. If you're watching this and you resonate with that, this message is for you. So the first thing, and this is really important, if there's a narcissist in your world, now also let's give this context as well. What is a narcissist? I mean, I've been dealing with narcissists for years, but I never knew they were called narcissists. I never categorized them. I was never there diagnosing people with, that's you, you're a narcissist. I had very different words for them, as we might have discovered. But what are the traits of a narcissist? So let's just review that. A narcissist has no empathy. So that is their kryptonite to a healer. As a healer, an empath, light worker, you're probably been trying to reach a halfway house, to compromise, to be reasonable. When they're good, they're really good. They're like your best friend, and you think you're getting somewhere. And then suddenly the light flicks, and you're then dealing with the unreasonable person that has to make you wrong, and they have to be right. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's justified or not. That is not part of the remit of the narcissist. They are always right, and you are always wrong. Now, there's a lot of middle ground where things are not being disrupted, or it seems reasonable, or they're saying the right things, and you're dealing with a split personality. Your best mate on one side of the coin and your worst enemy on the other. And the switch can flip at any given moment. So that's what you're dealing with. Now, the only way to deal with this is to get out. It's to press the exit button, folks. And we're going to discuss that as well. So that is part of the second thing about you've attracted the narcissist into your world so that you can learn this lesson. So us as human beings, we are here to learn lessons. And let me bring this into context for you. So I used to work as a nurse and work with people who'd just been told that they don't have very long to live. And it used to be my job, out of curiosity, I used to ask them, you know, what do you think your life was about? What are your greatest achievements? What are your biggest regrets? And interestingly enough, folks, most people have a big, long list of regrets and not much on the achievement front. They do have things that they're proud of, but ultimately, most lives end unfulfilled. And especially for healers and empaths, because you can be drawn into relationships with narcissistic personalities, or maybe a little bit better, psychopathic or sociopathic. All of these categories have no empathy, but the narcissist will need to make you wrong all the time on top of that. So they are particularly, they're a particularly nasty breed of the no empathy categorized people that you will attract in your world. And the reason that you've done that, you're here for a bigger purpose. You are here for a bigger purpose. And most people don't ever question that. So the odds are, if you're watching this video, that you already know this. You just need me here to remind you and to give you this path, because it's a game you can't win. You've attracted them for a reason, and there is a path out to a better life, a better community, a family of light. So let's bring this alive as well. My spiritual mentor, who unfortunately has passed on now, always used to tell me that we're born with two families: your real physical family and your family of light. And you'll only connect with your family of light when you're ready to make the jump. So as healers or empath, we can be attracted into toxic relationships with narcissistic personalities, and we feel it's our job to make that work. So, well, I say we. I've not been trapped in a relationship like that. I've been single for a lot of my life, folks, because I know this dynamic and I have a different path. My path is as a bridge to help you with information. My challenge was dealing with a narcissistic mother. And what did that look like? So let me bring that alive for you. After years and years of being wrong all the time, or being made to think I was wrong all the time, and saying some pretty horrendous things to me, quite honestly, that would be considered abusive, I finally drew the line and said, that's it. You know, I'm going to draw my boundaries on this. I don't want to listen to this anymore. If you can't be nice, that's it. I haven't spoken to her for over 2 years. And that is my journey. It's my journey out. And the last thing that she did to attempt to rope me back in was to tell me that I was being cut out of the inheritance. But for me, my sanity is more important than the promise of some money when she dies. And having worked with people at the end of life, I've seen how money can really consume people. I've seen the worst of human nature. The worst of human nature, folks, is when someone finds out that one of their long lost relatives that maybe they haven't seen for years is suddenly in hospital and seriously sick. That's when the family all turn up, and they're all the most caring people on the planet, folks. The most caring people on the planet that can't do enough for their dear old aunt or uncle. So I've seen the very worst of human nature in my capacity of a nurse, and I've known how it affects people. A lot of people change when money is on the line. I'd like to tell you all, folks, that didn't work with me. I told my mother that she was welcome to do whatever she wanted with the money, that I didn't want any of it. If that was going to be a caveat of me having to listen to her nonsense, and it was nonsense, folks. I'm not going to go into victim mode, but I can tell you that she said some pretty terrible things, and enough is enough. Now, for you, you've probably heard that similar array of terrible things, and there's probably some sort of fear keeping you trapped in the relationship you're in. Your journey is to get out. Exit stage left, Beat me up, Scotty. That's what we need here, folks. Because until you do that exit, you will not be able to grow as a human being. And it is a scary place to be. It is scary. I know this, folks. I know that it's a very scary place for you. So why did you really attract this person in for a reason? So as human beings, we need to evolve. And being nice all the time is nice, but it's just not the way that we are designed, because there's a set of circumstances that would get you to do things that you didn't think that you don't think that you're currently capable of. So let me give you some examples. If somebody that you love was threatened and you had to kill someone to save their life, would you do it? The odds are you probably would. Now, you might say, no, I wouldn't, Adam. I'd let the person I love die because I'm not a killer. That might happen. They might kill you as well. And until you've really been put in that situation, folks, you really don't know who you are. There's a side of our personality, of our nature, that you may never get to know. And that is the journey. That's why you have attracted a narcissist in your world, to develop more flexibility within the way that you view the world and that you show up. But most importantly, the main reason is to put boundaries in your relationships, things that you absolutely will not accept, and consequences, i.e., you walking out, getting out, walking away. So this is the journey, folks. This is the journey that we all must do. And there's no easy way around it. Now, fortunately, I'm here with this channel and my message to help you, to tell you that there is a way out, to tell you that there is a community that can support you, and to encourage you to reach out, to get in touch, to join this channel, to follow the updates until you feel confident enough to reach out to me, and then we can do something about it. Because I realize that trust is the currency here, folks. And you don't know me from Adam, even though I am Adam. So there you go. Now, I've spent my life developing healing skills, an array of techniques that can get people out of their darkest situations. And not just that, folks. I've been in those dark situations, so I've had to get myself out of them. And that's a really important part of the journey as well. Until you've been there, till you've walked in the shoes that you're probably walking at the moment. So let me describe your symptoms and you tell me if this resonates. Hopelessness is often one of the things. Frustration. Frustration because nothing that you do is ever good enough. That's how a narcissist will show up in your world. The feeling that you are made wrong all of the time. And where that leads, you'll start to feel a little bit depressed. And you'll eventually hit a void and start wondering what the purpose of even being alive is. You may have felt suicidal. Now, the suicidal feeling is a void where you're actually devoid of emotion and you see the world fairly objectively, but you don't know what to do. So there's always a way out, folks. There is always a way out. And however bad, however hopeless that your journey might seem at the moment, you're here for a bigger purpose. And what happens? The pain has been cranked up in your world, cranked up the pain. The narcissist is actually serving you. It doesn't feel that way at the moment. But once you escape, once you get out of this, you'll look back and see how it all fits together, that this needed to happen. This is your journey. This is your journey of discovering who you really are, because we're not just all sweetness and light, healers and empathic. You have to look after yourself in the same way that you would look after your best mate. And until you're ready to do that, it's going to be very, very difficult. And the narcissist is just going to slowly chip away at your confidence and your life until you reach your place where you feel like you're an empty shell. And for some people, that takes decades, folks. That may even be you right now. So let's look at the three things. Let's recap on what this video is here to tell you. The first thing is you cannot win with a narcissist. You'll never win. If you're staying in that relationship, you're asking for pain. You have to get out. It's the only way. Second thing is that this has all happened for a reason, that you have a skill set and quite possibly a purpose that's way bigger than you realize at the moment. And unless you're fulfilling that, you'll feel like shit. And the third thing is that there is a community of light workers. There is another world. There is another life for you waiting once you press the exit route. And if you are struggling to find the exit route, then get in touch, join this channel, like, subscribe, get involved. And I will help you to bridge this very difficult and traumatic time in your life. So there you go, folks. I wish I could say it was easy. It's not easy, but it's definitely, definitely worth it. And if there's kids involved in the equation, then you need to do it for them. You need to get out. You need to press the exit button. Beam me up, Scotty. Get me out of here. And if you're still watching this video now, you definitely need to subscribe to this channel so that you can get regular updates until you feel confident enough to reach out and get involved. And then I can help you. So there you go, folks. That is my advice to you, my healers, my empaths, my light working community. From somebody that's been there and done that, I can help you through it. So there you go. I wish you a fantastic day. Thank you for listening to the video. Thank you for being part of the channel, and I hope to help you soon.